Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with Overwatch, NECC Overwatch semifinals match featuring your Carthage Firebirds red team 2 seed going against number 6 Illinois State University. I am TurboJuggler32, joined alongside, once again, JT Lule.
That's good. Oh my God. I'm so excited for this week. Semifinals. You know, we've had a great season so far. And you know what? Knock out. Oh, this isn't wood, but like, I'm going to pretend it is.
Oh, yeah.
We go all the way.
We go all the way to the championship, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. We haven't been on here for Overwatch in, what was it, 2 weeks?
It's been 2 weeks, yeah.
So a little while. Firebirds red team feeling rested, feeling ready to go today against Illinois State University, who they played earlier on in the season. Week 2, to be specific, they won 3-0.
That was a good 3-0 match. I mean, you know, the Firebirds have been they've been keeping that momentum all season long, just staying strong, you know, adapting to every situation, you know, every scenario being thrown at them. I'm fairly confident that we're going to see another great matchup tonight.
Yeah, we've had multiple Firebirds red members on the post-game interviews. They've all been saying we got to come back stronger, we got to have decisiveness when making our pushes and stuff like that, and they want to improve on certain areas like Flashpoint where they've kind of struggled.
You know, yeah, but at the same time, you know, I've noticed that it's not just the Firebirds that struggle. I've noticed that all the schools in the conference, they tend to struggle a little bit on Flashpoint, given that it's still a fairly new game mode. So, you know, we've all had to adjust it real quick, you know, right in the middle of the season when it was released. You know, even I still have trouble with this from time to time because it's like all of a sudden I have to play like a Call of Duty style game mode on Overwatch. You know, those are two separate shooters. So it's like, you know, you really just got to try to play the system, you know, in your own benefit.
Yeah, and that's not in the core of Overwatch, you know, before Overwatch 2 came out, you know, Escort, you know,
it was,
stuff like that. Flashpoint, you know, push wasn't even a thing.
You didn't even have push. It was just like 2CP, hybrid, I guess just point, which a Flashpoint in terms is like, I would say it's just as annoying as 2CP, especially 2CP on Anubis. Oh my God, I hated it. It was an awful map because like the second objective really just benefited the defending team. You had to it was literally just like one little hallway to go through, and it was like, oh, you just hunkered down in here, and you know, unless you had a really good dive comp, which granted you had 2 tanks, but still, biggest pain. Never again. No.
Never again. Yeah, it's just some maps and games, you know, you don't really like. But yeah, Illinois State's coming into this with a little bit of, you know, revenge on their mind. But I think our Firebirds red team is going to have an answer for that.
Oh, 100%. I mean, you know, over break, you know, I've been keeping up, you know, they've been practicing, you know, going over film from the previous week, seeing, you know, how they're going to adjust, you know, what the game plan is going to be for this week. You know, and with the recent update being, you know, more of a dive meta this time around, they might change up a lot, you know, compared to a couple weeks ago. In terms of like how they're either gonna defend against a dive comp. I haven't been on much recently because, you know, we're about to get into final season with school, so I've had to hunker down there. But you know, regardless, I mean, both teams are gonna put a hell of a match tonight. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's semifinals. The atmosphere is electric.
Oh my God, yeah, everyone's
We're on
so
the brink
pumped.
of the championship. That's next week, December 7th. We're hoping that our Firebirds red team gets the W tonight, goes all the way to the championship.
If they go all the way, I might just show up with face paint next week. I might. I'm this close to thinking about it.
I think you should do it.
I think it'd be pretty cool.
I think so too.
Might draw a little Firebird like right here on my cheek. Or I'll get like I'll make a custom temporary tattoo for it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Go all out indeed, as the Overwatch team is our last team still remaining in the playoffs. So we're hoping that our Overwatch team takes us to the promised land.
Roll Birds, baby! Let's go! Oh my God! All right.
We're still waiting to get into the lobby. The first round will be Control. They'll be on Samoa.
Ooh, I mean, we've seen the Firebirds, you know, struggle a little bit at first with Samoa. I can't remember which school was. They had like that one Genji that just kept bouncing around, wreaking havoc everywhere. It did take them a minute to, you know, push the objective. I mean, I don't know what the game plan was, since like a lot of the time, you know, it is a lot easier to let your opponent take the objective first and then move in. So instead of having to like rush around a corner where they might be, it's easier to have them come to you and you're already around a corner. That way you could just kind of, like close them all in, pick them off one by one, a little bit like the Avengers Endgame style type of thing, or not Endgame, Age of Ultron. That's what it was.
Alrighty, we're now into the match. We're gonna see Illinois State going with Widowmaker, Mercy, and Wrecking Ball. Moira as well, waiting on that 5th. Meanwhile, on the side of Carthage, we have Lunar playing Reinhardt, ZXC playing Bashed, and Jumpy Wizard.
Oh.
Oh.
Looks like that was just a temporary thing.
Maybe.
Never let him know your next move.
Yeah. Indeed.
So, let's see. Given Lunar's track record this whole season, I'm not going to be surprised if I see him pick ball right out the jump.
Yeah, he's been known to do that for sure.
He loves ball. I see the appeal, but man, he's a little too he loves him a little too much.
Yeah, he is definitely.
Speak of the devil, I called it. Got Lunar's synergy on ball.
Play Genji. Oh no, he's gonna play
Shinbone's on Genji. ZXC going Sojourn. Jumpy's gonna go Lucio. NECC's running Mercy.
We've seen this comp plenty of times.
Oh yeah, they're definitely gonna be running a dive comp here with that. Shinbone is most likely gonna be following Lunar Synergy around with that Genji, just wreaking havoc all over their backline. As with the Redbird, excuse me. Looks like they're gonna be running a little bit of more of a brawl comp with that Reinhardt and that Mei. May's job is going to be trying to separate, whoever they decide to target and have everyone focus fire. Here we got Lunar Synergy already applying a little bit of pressure onto that Reinhardt there.
Reinhardt's trying to push him, though. Wrecking Ball just pushing everybody away.
Shinbone coming in, doing a little bit of poke action on the other side. Lunar Synergy going full send right towards their backline.
Yeah, he's just being a diversion, and that's his primary role.
Shinbone getting a huge pick on that bash, and ZXC falling to course Reinhardt. NECC's getting a pick on that Mei as Mercy. That's something you don't see every day.
So far, Carthage getting some great picks to start.
ZXC switching off.
Objective is contested.
Pharah. Firebirds are going to be running a bit of a pharmacy comp here. Jumpy hugging that corner there.
So ZXC switched to Pharah.
ZXC is playing a little bit of a dangerous game here, considering Mars Bars is running Bastion. He's going to be able to apply a lot of pressure onto ZXC. Given that Pharah spends most of her time in the air, there's almost no cover around this objective for her. So she's going to have to stick low.
Yeah, Carthage is going to have to find a way to retake the site. And there it is, the minefield.
Coming in with a minefield.
Half of those went below when it gets Mei.
Shinbone going after that Lucio
Wizard,
there.
ZXC. Oh my.
The Firebirds are up 5-2 in this fight. It looks like they're going to take over that point. Redbird's only getting a solid 33%. Not a bad first fight here. Firebirds doing an excellent job, just immediately taking over, allowing the Redbirds come to them.
Yeah, that was a great retake. All that was there is getting great picks and, taking advantage of the one-on-ones.
Oh, 100%. I mean, you can already see the improvement from the last time they played on Samoa. They wasted no time, this time around, going in and pushing the objective. ZXC doing a little bit of some poke action here, flying around, just peeking around corners here.
Trying to get some chip damage.
Looks like
Shinbone's going to have the Dragon Blade available. Carthage still hold of the objective, at least for now, but ISU is looking for a retake. They have all 5 members on the control point. Mars Bars is going to get
Jumpy Wizard, unfortunately getting picked by that Reinhardt there. Shinbone hiding underneath the objective.
This is a sneaky beaky-like moment. What's going on here?
I'm not quite sure what our Firebirds are thinking here.
Let's see what
Given that we have 3 ultimates ready, it looks like Shinbone might just jump out from the middle there and activate that Dragon Blade when Jumpy comes in with beat. See, just as I called, Shinbone came out. Firebirds activating that beat. And it's anyone's game.
Oh my goodness!
With the triple kill, huge pick right there.
Shinbone
Huge play by the Firebirds. Our Firebirds able to retake the objective with a team kill.
And that's what happens. Most of these retakes are just lightning in the bottle moments. They just come out of nowhere.
I mean, the first half, not gonna lie.
Yeah. For sure. Carthage getting the control point. That's huge. They could take the lead here in this first round of control, and it would be huge.
Lunar Synergy dropping a minefield, taking out that immortality field. Shinbone taking out Cassidy, as well as Bat. ZXC getting 2 huge picks right here. Looks like it's just a Reinhardt that's standing. Looks like he's gonna SD and avoid getting, allowing anyone to get the kill. It's like the Redbirds are just gonna try to reset and spawn and get ready for this last fight here.
Yeah, ZXC is definitely a great aerial support for the squad thus far.
As he's been applying a lot of pressure. He's been doing an excellent job using that natural cover, you know, really playing around corners there.
He's just like the one fly you can't swat away with the fly swatter.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is.
And Carthage on the brink of getting the first round here. They kind of hold out.
The Redbirds coming in strong
ISU
here in this
might get a
fight.
retake, and they got it. Not over just yet. Carthage is going to have to put up another fight in order to retake.
It's like Lunar Synergy is getting ready. Looking to get that pick on that Lucio there. It looks like he might just come around back and create space in the Redbirds backline here. It looks like they're not too sure. Or, yeah, they're pretty clueless on Lunar Synergy, and here he comes in swinging around like he's Spider-Man.
Yep.
Lunar Synergy looking to get a pick on that Baptiste there. ZXC already having that ultimate. Might pop it this fight.
Carthage slowly trying to retake its site. Redbirds not giving up.
Ooh, Z falling to that Diva there. Lunar Synergy activating that minefield, limiting the Redbirds' ability to come in on the objective, hopefully allowing for the Firebirds to retake it.
It's anybody's round at this point. Mars Bars, though, gets 2 huge picks for ISU.
Firebirds and Redbirds here are going toe-to-toe for the objective.
The Dragon Blade is online. He gets 1.
Shinbone avoiding
he gets
that
2.
bomb.
Oh, but he can't get 3 as Mars Bars finishes him off, and ISU is going to take that by a smidge.
Just a smidge. The annoying part with Pharah is that if you're too high up off the ground, you're not able to take the objective, which unfortunately ZXC was just a little too high up.
Yeah.
But man, that last fight was anyone's game. You know, both teams were really putting in their all right there.
Yeah, Mars Bars and Shinbone just getting picks for their respective squads. I mean, if Shinbone gets Mars Bars out, we could have seen Carthage take that.
We could have, yeah. Just unfortunately, Pharah is one of those characters where you want to be on the ground. You want to spend as little time on the ground as possible. You know, she does a lot better in the air where she has better mobility. Since she's not very fast on the ground.
We're going to see ZXC switch to Echo. That's the only big change we're going to note from Firebirds Red.
Now, Echo's a pretty good pick for this map, given that her ultimate ability allows her to copy one of the heroes on the enemy's team and also use their ultimate. And I'm pretty sure she can get their ultimate faster, you know, when she's copying them. Lunar Synergy throwing around that Lucio like a ragdoll, coming in and just causing havoc right there on the Redbirds' front line.
Just bounces right off the Diva. Mars Bars is going to get a pick on Shinbone to start. It's out. ISU immediately capturing the objective.
ZXC getting a little bit of some poke action on that Diva. Diva swallowing sticky bombs there. Like he's just trying to build up that ultimate there. Redbirds nearing 20% on the objective. Looks like the Firebirds are going to try to get in on this fight here.
Lunar trying to wheel and deal here. Oh, he's going to get pinched. Just trying to get out of there to find some health, and he's not able to.
Firebirds are up 4-2 in this fight here so far. Let's see if they can get rid of that Diva. Diva activating her ult. That way she can get her mech back a lot faster to full health. Doesn't matter to our Firebirds, though, as they're going to focus fire and just rain hell on Diva.
Yeah. Just going all in. Putting all the chips.
Firebirds taking the objective while the Redbirds were able to get a solid 46% after those first 2 fights here. I guess that was just one big fight, I mean, honestly speaking. It's like the Redbirds have definitely adapted to our Firebirds coming with that aggressive dive here.
Carthage actually being a little aggressive here going into the spawn of the Redbirds. The XC is going to get D.Va copied here.
Ooh, Z getting the
mech as well.
Getting the mech squish on that Kiriko is going to be huge for the Firebirds. Taking out Cassidy as well. Shinbone getting rid of that soldier.
Carthage still comfortable hold of the objective, about to take the lead once again. Can they maintain it? That's going to be the big question.
Yeah, our Firebirds are definitely having to work a lot harder this time around. Looks like the Redbirds did their homework. They've definitely looked back on their film from the last time we've gone against them.
Synergy.
Lunar just trying to be agile, bouncing around, you know, swinging himself everywhere. Shinbone activating that Dragon Blade. Hopefully he can get a pick here.
High Noon is here as well. It's not going to admit to any pick.
Nancake's getting a huge...
Oh, it actually is. Wow, Mars bars. It's going to get Jumpy Wizard.
Firebirds and Redbirds are even so far in this fight. ZXE looking to get D.Va out of that mech. He succeeds in getting that D.Va out.
Can he get Oh, he got her! Wow.
That was so close.
He's at 12 HP. He barely won that fight, but nonetheless, those ZXC still on the board for Carthage. They retake it. All they have to do now is hold it.
Oh, shoot. I didn't notice that in the midst of all the chaos. The Redbirds actually held the objective for a little bit.
Oh, yeah, they did.
They got up
about
to
6%.
Yeah.
Lunar's just going to try to finish him off here with the
Lunar
minefield.
just dropping a minefield. Great way to cut off an avenue of attack for the Redbirds. That Kiriko's going to teleport away there.
Lunar's just trying to push them off the objective here. ZXC.
Lunar Synergy doing everything he can to push the Redbirds off the objective. Doesn't look like he's going to be successful in that.
Lunar's just trying to get away at this point. Just trying to escape, regroup with the rest of his squad. Live to fight another day.
Shinbone trying to build up a little bit of an ult here. Lunar Synergy circling back with the Firebird. It's looking like he's going to jump back into their back line. Shinbone he was able to catch that Cassidy on his own,
he's
but
not able to get away,
unfortunately he gets
though.
picked by the soldier.
ZXC, speaking of soldier.
ZXC playing that corner well, getting that D.Va out of mech, she activates her ult. Getting her mech back a lot faster.
Carthage has to get on this objective fast here.
Firebirds are going to have to contest right now.
High Noon is pulled out. It's overtime.
Oh, and
that's going to get Lunar Synergy. Oh, my. These are some huge picks for ISU.
The Jumpy Wizard trying to touch an... Oh, and that one was close.
ISU is going to take control.
You know, ISU has definitely done their homework. I've noticed that this time around that they did not let Lunar Synergy have his way in their backline at all.
No.
You know, they definitely improved with their comms. It's real evident that as soon as any one of their supports, or anyone for that matter, sees Lunar in the backline, they immediately focus fire right onto him. They have their DPS and supports just take him out as soon as possible, or at least damage him enough to discourage him and get him to run away for a little bit.
And yeah, when you limit the presence of Lunar playing ball, that really, you know, changes the trajectory of the match.
100%.
I mean, if Lunar isn't able to push people off the objective, you know, get him out of position,
right,
things could go wrong. And like we've seen in the first round here, it's gone wrong just a little bit, though.
Just a little, yeah.
Carthage hanging in there, though.
They hung in. Both maps were they were incredibly close, getting to 99% with both teams. You know, our Firebirds, they can definitely bounce back, you know, coming strong for round 2. It looks like they might be... Oh, I didn't even get to see what map they said in chat there, but you know, I'm not too worried. It's only the first round. We can shake it off, have that goldfish memory like we always say around here in Kenosha. So we're just going to have to come back stronger.
Alrighty, with that, we'll be taking an intermission break. We'll be back with map number 2. Alrighty, back from intermission break. Map number 2, Hybrid on Blizzard World.
Man, the memories I have of Blizzard World. You know, personally, I prefer being on the defensive side the first time around when it, instead of attacking. Since typically you just kind of want to perch up near where those little eagle-looking roller coasters come up in that house right there at the front. Gives it really good spot to just hold. Considering that for the most part, it's just one avenue of attack here, coming in through that main stairwell and just going up through the middle. However, you can also push through the left side if you're attacking, of course. You go up on the far left side of the map, you come in through this little, like, I don't know what it is, like a little tavern or whatever around the corner. It kind of gives you a shorter run to the objective there. But a lot of people tend to not use that avenue for some reason. I mean, it is a little out of the way, and it is a little more, it takes a little more time to get to the objective. But at the same time, it does get the job done, and a lot of people tend to ignore it.
All right, heading into this one, we're going to see some big changes from Carthage Firebirds. Lunar Synergy is going to play Sigma over Ball. Shinbone's going to play Ashe, CXC Sojourn, Jumpy Wizard still staying on Mercy, and NECC switching over to Baptiste. And as we saw in round number 1, the ball play didn't really work out too well for Carthage.
Ball wasn't working too well. ISU, like I said, they definitely did their homework and adapted. And they came in hot. It looks like ISU is going to push that left side that I was just talking about there. Firebirds holding the high ground. That's still going to be a huge advantage for the Firebirds, as, given with this game's track record, if you have the high ground, it makes it a lot easier.
ZXC is going to get an opening pick. First blood on the Mars Bars, who has been really impactful thus far in this match. He's kind of been a little bit unnoticed with that, Cassidy. He's had some really big picks that, got ISU the victories in both of those rounds of control.
Our Firebirds taking
out
ISU onto that objective. Dropping down there was a great way to defend, letting ISU move up a little bit and just cornering them right there on the objective. It's sometimes just a lot easier to let your enemy come to you instead of chasing them down.
Yeah, because if you chase them down, then you're going to get isolated from your team, and then you're going to see
100%,
an enemy player flanking you from behind, and you're just going to be like, oh no.
Yeah, especially because ISU is running a strong brawl comp here. Running Mei and a Reaper, Mei is essential to any brawl comp, since just like that, she did a great job cutting off Lunar Synergy from the rest of the team for a moment there. And, the goal there would have Mars Bars follow up with Reaper, do as much damage as possible.
Shinbone up high, not able to do anything.
Getting
Sortex
picked by
is gonna get the pick.
ZXC already having his ult.
It's gonna launch the overclock. Gets 1, 2.
Can we see 3? ZXC.
No, we're not gonna see 3, but Lunar Synergy is gonna get it though. Well, there's his 3rd. Not with the ult, but
not
still.
with the overclock, but hey.
Still 3K nonetheless. We'll take it.
ISU having 2 minutes left to take the first objective here. Firebirds doing an excellent job of hunkering down with this poke comp they got going on here. Looks like they're going to be playing around the corners a lot. ISU looking like they're going to push on the right side here. Oh, no, never mind. It looks like they're going main. Lunar Synergy getting the whole team in that ultimate.
He levitates him, smashes him to the ground. He's going to get 1. No, that's a
gonna take out at least half of their health right there. Shinbone landing that dynamite there.
Core from ISU getting a couple picks. Mars Bars as well. Jumpy Wizard just hanging around in the air.
Being out in the open and not too good there. ZXC getting picked off by Baptiste there, by Cashew.
Cashew, interesting. Interesting username.
It's Overwatch. You kind of... you just when you think you've seen all the quirky usernames,
I know my mom's smiling somewhere. Lunar Synergy is gonna get Cashew. Speak of the devil, he shall appear on the kill feed. Just on the side.
Lunar Synergy applying a lot of pressure on Core and his Reinhardt.
They're just trying to get some chip damage. Core on the Reinhardt for ISU has been a formidable piece to their comp for sure.
Oh, 100%. You know, Reinhardt is one of the more tankier tanks. You know, he's designed to take in a lot of damage. You know, when he's not using his shield, you know, he has a lot of armor HP, which those little yellow bars, which, you know, he doesn't take in as much damage while they're still up. But once they go away, then he starts taking in 100% damage instead of 50%.
Yeah. Shinbone is going to have Bob. He's going to launch Bob. ZXC is going to have Overclock.
ISU getting a couple picks on their Firebirds. ZSC getting 2 picks with that Overclock. Shinbone getting a pick on Sortex. Jumpy
Wizard
getting a
get
huge
the
res.
Yep. Carthage going to work to stop the payload here.
And they're doing a pretty good job holding the payload right by this gate here. This is a really hard objective to get around the corner if you're playing it from the attacking side. Since, you know, if you're defending, you can just use the corner to your benefit and just, you know, bunker in. And it's pretty difficult to get out of there. You know, once you're around that, you know, that first turn right there, past the gateway, you're more or less home free until the next checkpoint.
Lunar Synergy almost got ganged up on there. Luckily, he was able to avoid that happening.
Fighting in a
Shinbo trying to go after Lucio.
One-on-one there.
Lucio was trying to run away. The Reaper's ult is going to be launched. Luckily, though, Shinbone
coming in to avenge ZXC.
Nice refrag.
A huge
and another
headshot right there on Cashew.
Jumpy Wizard's going to get another res this time on ZXC. It's another crucial element to this Firebirds Red Squad is the supports.
Oh, 100%. You know, NECC and Jumpy just playing 2 great agile characters. You know, Mercy mastering her movement is pretty difficult since one of the a little bit more older updates. And BAP, you know, you just gotta always be on your toes with that immortality field.
Sortex is gonna get NANCakes, Mars Bars, Core, they're all on there. It looks like Core actually switched to Sigma, so matching Carthage's comp is possibly what ISU is looking to do here. Mars Bars is gonna finish off ZXC. Core is gonna have Sigma's ultimate.
ISU's down to 20 seconds to get to the next checkpoint here. We'll
Yep,
see if our Firebirds are going to be able to stop him here. They're definitely going to go into overtime. Oh, and ISU is just able to slip into that first checkpoint there.
They'll have an extra minute and a half to push it all the way.
You know, that was a great use of Core and his ult right there, lifting everyone up in the air, which giving ISU the small window they needed to get to that first checkpoint.
I think now more than ever, Carthage feeling a little bit overwhelmed possibly by this payload push. No answer quite yet, as ISU is just making a swift push here. Ultimate from Lunar Synergy is going to come out.
Sortex hiding in that ice, which if you're, for the ones who don't know, if you're playing as man, you ice up, you know, when you get held in Sigma's ult, you don't take any damage. You're kind of immune to any type of damage while you're hiding in that ice until you get back out, and then, you know, you start taking damage again. It's a pretty good counter there to avoid any damage from Sigma. ISU having 35 seconds left on the clock here.
Yep, they got to make one final push if they want to cement
These
their
next 30 seconds
rounds.
Are going to be tough for our Firebirds. You know, they're doing everything they can. NANCakes with a great placement of that ultimate there.
Core is going to get NANCakes. Dragon Blade from ISU is going to get Shinbone. Oh boy, the irony in that
ZX is
one.
going to take out the Genji there.
ISU just pushing this thing. They know they only have a limited amount of time to do it.
Oh, yeah, they're doing a pretty good job of hugging the payload there.
Yep, it's going to be overtime.
Lunar Synergy switching the ball, hoping to get people off the payload and, you know, just create a lot of space for Firebirds to move in.
Jumpy Wizard going to get the res off on NANCakes. ISU still trying to push this thing. Lunar Synergy finally runs over somebody, and Shinbo's going to get somebody with Bob. 2 crucial picks, a third one. Lunar has life and Wrecking Ball once again.
Lunar.
They stop ISU from pushing it all the way.
I was a little too close for comfort. Yeah. You know, especially in that little corner. You know, when it's in that corner, it's anyone's game. You know, theoretically, sure, it's a little in favor of the defending team because it's right by their spawn. They don't have to travel pretty far, you know. They don't really have to worry about grouping up again. But also on the flip side is that you could have a real good brawl comp there. You know, Reinhardt May, that's a deadly combo in close quarters right there, or in small areas like that.
Yeah, they take up so much of that area.
Oh, 100%. And that, you know, May wall, if used correctly, is huge.
And you think about the Reinhardt shield, too, just blocking in projectiles.
Oh, yeah. Just
whatnot.
Taking in all that damage, you know, pulling away all the aggro.
So Carthage will get ready to attack here.
Looks like they're going to be running a bit of a dive comp here. We got Lunar Synergy on ball, Shinbone going back to Genji, ZXC on Sojourn, Jumpy, and NECC staying on Mercy and Baptiste.
Yep, they're going to need to capture the objective, push the payload all the way in order to win hybrid. Might be a little difficult, but our Firebirds red team can handle it.
You know, we've bounced back from worse conditions. You know, it's going to be tough, but you know what? We got it. Lunar Synergy coming out hot and going straight to the left side. Almost, it looks like he's staying under the radar for ISU, swinging himself around.
Whoa. Fast start for Lunar Synergy.
Causing a little bit of
all
havoc.
Gas, no brakes.
Our Firebirds have come out hot. Jumpy doing an excellent job of providing heals for our backline there.
No picks yet. Lunar pushing multiple members away. He's getting swarmed now. He's got to get back.
He's regrouped back successfully with our Firebirds, then goes right back into the fight. Does not fear anything. The only thing that's going to stop Lunar.
Sortek's going to draw first blood for ISU. Jumpy Wizard's going to get NECC up immediately. The minefield is online. And all the members of ISU are right by it.
Lunar getting a huge pick with that mine.
Going to get the refrag.
Field. ZXC with a good railgun pick on Baptiste. Shinbone getting that pick on Bastion.
Still has overclock. Doesn't even need it yet.
Our Firebirds have come in high with that first fight there.
Yep, and there's a team kill, and they are back to their usual ways, at least for now, winning fights.
Oh, yeah, and, you know, since they were able to get that first objective real quick, they're able to get at least 5 minutes to get to that first checkpoint, which is a lot of time. That's a long time in Overwatch.
Yeah.
Now, if our Firebirds are able to have a good defense and just hunker down on that payload, they're going to be able to move it up pretty far. They might move it out that first corner pretty fast and not have to worry about too much.
Oh,
Shinbone
Dragon Blade is going to get one.
Huge pick. Oh, almost gets two.
Almost gets the Bastion. Or is actually going to melee Jumpy Wizard. Oh my goodness!
Synergy running over that Kiriko there.
Wow. Just showing no remorse on that one.
Lunar woke up today and shows violence.
It's like Derrick Henry stiff arming a defender there. My goodness. Carthage moving the payload along here. Exactly what they need to do. Narrowing down to that first checkpoint.
Jumpy just narrowly avoiding that ult there. Successfully getting that res for Shinbone. That's going to be huge for our Firebirds, keeping us in the fight for a little bit longer. Shinbone just wreaking havoc right there.
Shinbone doing Shinbone things. What else is new?
Shinbone just running around as Genji.
Yep. Just creating offense in the most articulate ways possible.
Oh, I thought Lunar was going to get another elimination like that.
Trying to ground pound Lucio.
Our Firebird just 0.8 meters away from that first checkpoint. They can almost kiss it right there. They're on it. It's like when you're trying to reach. It's like when you're a kid, you're trying to get that last cookie in the cookie jar, and you're like, ah!
Oh yeah. calm before the next fight, I guess.
The calm before the storm.
Yep.
Firebirds having a little under 3 minutes. Still plenty of time to get back. Shinbone,
yeah, they're like right by the
building
checkpoint.
up that ult percentage right there.
They just need to find a way to isolate themselves from ISU. They can get to this checkpoint. They're very close.
Marsvar's gonna switch over to Genji, try to get a mirror pick counter Shinbone.
About 2.85 meters away is
They are
Carthage.
right on top of it. They just gotta win this next fight.
Yep.
Shinbone with the Dragon Blade.
That might help.
Ooh, he just misses that
D.Va.
but still gets her.
Lunar Synergy's gonna get one with the minefield too. Carthage, 0.72. They're just there. Will that be it? There we go. They get the checkpoint. They've tied it up at 2.
They have a solid 3 minutes and 30 seconds to get to the end of the last bit of the map here.
Now, if you're Carthage, you don't want to go into overtime here, especially with ISU, with how ISU's playing. No, you want to finish this off while you can.
Oh, 100%. You know,
with no sudden death implications.
You want to get there as soon as possible. Just keep applying that pressure. It's like Lunar Synergy is just building up a little bit of ult charge there. D.Va activating her ult. Can Lunar Synergy avoids it by just hiding around this column here, but that provides almost no type of cover.
He's gonna get swarmed again. He's gotta back up.
NECC holding on to that overclock. Looking like he might activate it soon for this next fight.
ISU just puppy guarding that payload. That's what they need to do at this point.
Lunar activating that minefield. They're cutting off the back line for the ISU Redbirds.
Yeah, I think it just starts with disorienting the back line, and then they could have openings to try and push this thing further.
Ooh, Lunar Synergy coming back around for that Kiriko.
Carthage pushing the payload ever so slightly. Lunar Synergy is going to get Cashew.
Was not going to let Cashew run away this time.
Not going to let the D.Va run away either.
Looks like Lunar's not going to... Oh, that Lucio almost getting away into hide of the spawn.
He almost got in the spawn, but Lunar Synergy said nope.
Lunar Synergy is taking no hostages.
He's taking no prisoners.
He is going nuts. And with that, our
Carthage,
Firebirds are going to take
there we
map
go.
2.
Series even 1-1. Ladies and gentlemen, it's comeback time.
Man, if only there was a parlay on college esports, I would put everyone's Christmas gifts on a parlay tonight.
Sartek's going to get play of the game for ISU, playing May. NECC got the last play of the game for map 1, which was absolutely incredible.
You know, I got to say, ISU has done an excellent job adapting to how our Firebirds want to run things around here. You know, utilizing that brawl comp is a huge counter against Lunar Synergy. You know, trying to cut him off when he runs up or when he rolls around on their back line, just using that Mei wall to kind of, you know, corner him and just focus fire. That's an excellent way to try to take him out the picture there.
Yeah, it's great. Carthage evening the series 1-1, and ISU looks like a completely different team from week 2.
Oh, yeah, I would have never believed that these are the same players from, you know, week 2. Man.
Yeah, just evolving over the
evolved,
season. Yeah, it just happens. You know, you just get your guys together, you practice constantly, and you know you find ways to get things done.
Yeah.
All right. With that being said, we'll be taking an intermission break. Come back for map 3. All right, back from intermission break with map number 3, series all tied up at 1. Carthage, valiant effort to get back into this thing after ISU took both rounds of control.
Our Firebirds bounced back. It was a huge bounce back for that hybrid map. It was anyone's game at the end, but, you know, Lunar Synergy switching the ball. It was just like, you know what? No, it's our turn. It's our night. It's our game. And just, you know, bringing the heat. He brought so much energy that round. It was insane to watch.
Yeah, that's the statement you want to make, and in the heat of adversity, you got to go against it at all fronts.
Oh yeah, Lunar Synergy definitely left a huge statement on the Redbird saying, "Hey, even though you came back a lot harder, we're gonna push back. We're gonna push back harder than you push back on us." Looks like we're gonna be on Flashpoint here. This is one of those game modes I was talking about earlier, where, you know, everyone's had to adjust suddenly in the season with their play style. You know, just to make sure everyone's up to speed. You know, the closer the percentage gets to 100, the faster it ticks. Usually around 80%.
Yep.
So this one is really, you want to get the objective as soon as possible and just hold it, since there's not much time to regroup in between fights.
No, it's not like Control where you can just, you know, kind of plot out your pushes more thoroughly. You got to go fast. You know?
I feel like that was a big misconception when this game mode first came out. Was that like, oh, it's basically Control, but like once everyone caught on that, like, you know, the percentage count gets faster over time. It's like, oh, wait a minute, we got to really adjust here.
It's like, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
Something ain't right. Like our
Lunar
Firebirds
Synergy is already running people over.
Lunar just swinging himself around as ball. Shinbone is going Tracer this time around instead of Genji.
Carthage trying to cap the first flashpoint immediately.
Shinbone just blinking everywhere, just being a little bit of a pest.
Might get denied here. Still contested. CXC is getting eliminated by Mars Bars.
Picked by Mars Bars.
Shinbone is going to get picked by Mars Bars as well. Harvest getting his name on the board.
Their Firebirds having to retreat a little bit. Our Redbirds.
Harvest getting a second pick.
Gonna get control of the flashpoint for this time around.
This is where Carthage needs to be decisive in their decision making. They can't take a lot of time plotting out their attacks, as I said previously.
Oh yeah, you know, and I'm noticing it now. Even though we're not really close to 80% yet. It's ticking a lot faster, compared to Control. Control.
Oh my goodness!
It's a fast-paced game. Shinbone getting 2 huge picks. ZXC getting.
He's still going. He might get Junker Queen. Yep, there we go.
Shinbone with a great 4K there. Jumping with the res. That's gonna be huge for our Firebirds there.
Yep, they have full control of the flashpoint, trying to get up to where ISU.
NECC switching to Mora, looking like it's gonna be a little bit more of an aggressive support this time around. Ooh,
gotta watch out for Mars Bars and that Dragon Blade. We know how good Shinbone is with it. We know how good Mars Bars is with it.
Mars Bars just comes in and just wreaks havoc all over the place with that.
Can't forget about the Pulse Bomb that Shinbone holds.
Shinbone's holding onto that Pulse Bomb. He's looking like he might use it for this fight. Lunar's
just gonna get decked by Mars Bars.
Our Firebirds making a lot of progress that fight. They're at 76%. They're gonna have to come back. You know, this next fight is gonna determine whether or not they're gonna be able to reclaim the point, or if they're just gonna have to circle around and get ready for the next objective.
They gotta go in quick, and they know what that percent is about to tick up. At least twice as fast. Ground pound! Oh my goodness. Sent Genji flying.
Being in
There's the Pulse Bomb.
Well, missing that Pulse Bomb, unfortunately, but he's still gonna blink around, just wreak havoc for the Redbirds backline. Lunar Synergy swinging himself around, but leaving the point exposed. Gonna have to hurry back.
Oh.
Shinbone contesting the point, giving the Firebirds time to reclaim it. NECC's activating Coalescence, keeping our Firebirds up into this fight.
The Minefield's online. Oh, and Carthage with the retake.
Able to retake it.
Unbelievable.
Looks like this.
Against all odds, Firebirds red. Finding a way.
Not sure if ISU's gonna try to push for this fight or just start moving towards the next objective.
He's just making sure that they can't get to
Shinbone
it.
just wanted that extra insurance. Getting
Oh my
two
goodness, the
huge
ground
picks there.
pound. Like he's Mario. Oh my goodness.
I got a feeling Lunar might be playing a little bit of Mario Wonder in his free time.
Just don't let him touch that Wonder Seed, because you don't know what's gonna happen.
He's been applying those Mario Brother physics to Overwatch.
Yeah, for sure.
Or maybe, you know, those smash skills, you know, and you use Bowser's down special, like ground pound.
Yeah.
I could picture it now, you know.
Yeah.
Ground pound. I should apply this to Overwatch.
That roll's kind of like the side B, you know?
Oh, yeah.
ISU trying to cap this point immediately. Carthage not letting them get away with it lightly.
Jumpy activating, being huge for Firebirds to keep him in this fight longer. Shinbone with a huge double kill with that pulse bomb there.
Lunar Synergy is going to get 2.
Our Firebirds are down our supports. That's going to be a little bit of a tough fight coming up right here. Unless they're able to regroup fast enough.
Lunar just trying to be a distraction act here.
Shinbone playing a little bit of a footsie type game against Naynade. Oh, okay, another funny name. I can't say that with a straight face.
This is not 2015, ladies and gentlemen.
It is when you have the humor of a middle schooler.
Wow. Yeah. Carthage still holding the objective here.
Jumpy
NECC
having
not
a
on the
Lucio
board.
1v1 right here.
W Wizard trying to turn up the heat. Gonna
Jumpy
disengage from
coming
the fight.
back to the objective here. Our Firebirds doing an excellent job of maintaining the point.
Harvest has overclock. That's gonna be 2, including 1 support.
Our
That's
Firebirds
3.
are down 1 support, but we might be able to take this objective here.
Oh, they're holding on by a thread. Can they go? Oh, it's
Oh, no.
overtime.
Looks like ISU might take the objective for a little bit here before our Firebirds is able to regroup,
Oh, there
take
we
it
go.
back, or, you know.
Carthage almost got that one.
Man, you know, although our Firebirds are able to almost capture this objective, they have a little bit of time to regroup and think about the next plan of attack here. Given that this is the first time ISU has taken this particular objective.
CXC is gonna get Harvest. The sound barrier for Jumpy Wizard.
Shinbone having that pulse bomb ready.
Oh.
Might throw it on that JQ. Doesn't
Another
need
melee.
it. Gets the melee kill.
Mars bars up in the air.
Our Firebirds are be able to take this objective.
It's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's Genji. Carthage gets the second flashpoint.
Firebirds are up 2-0 so far in this game point.
Oh, they just need 1 more to win it.
But we've definitely seen the Firebirds on the other end of this game mode before. So regardless, you know, Flashpoint, it's anyone's game.
There's the sound barrier from Jumpy Wizard.
That's going to allow the Firebirds to push in aggressively
There's the
here.
pulse bomb. Again, there it goes. Oh, that's gonna miss.
Just barely misses that pulse bomb. Shinbone blinking around the Cassidy there, just being a bit of a pain there. Looks like ISU might be able to capture the flashpoint for a little bit here.
They're gonna get it to start.
Shinbone with a huge pick on that Lucio. ZXC coming back with Jumpy Wizard to the fight here.
Carthage's gonna try to hop on this point.
Lunar activating
Get
that
their names on the
minefield.
board.
Gonna be huge for this fight. Pushing around that JQ like a ragdoll.
Oh my, Shinbone gets 2. Lunar Synergy. Gonna get Cashew.
Nade.
Got Nade.
Oh my god, I remember when that was like the bit in elementary school. It's like you goof up and it's like, haha, get Nade, nerd.
Oh my god. Unless those EXC is gonna have Dragon Blade.
ZXC feel like itching to use that Dragon Blade there. Shinbone already with that pulse bomb, and NECC with Coalescence. Ooh, Shinbone just missing that pulse bomb.
It's a Deadeye time somewhere. Oh my goodness, ZXC was almost a victim of High Noon.
Oh, D getting stuck. That sticky bomb from Cassidy.
Wow, great play from Harvest.
Lunar just coming in. NECC's getting a huge pick on that Cassidy. Their Lunar synergy still swinging around. Firebirds looking to retake the objective on this fight here and take another win on this map.
Still contesting. A Jumpy Wizard does have sound barrier. Carthage still trying to get hold of it. ZXC is going to get
Jumpy
Lucio.
activating that sound barrier. They're giving our Firebirds a strong fighting chance to retake this objective.
They're still
Lunar with
not
the minefield.
Oh, they might get it.
Shinbone with a huge pick right there on that Stormburn. Firebirds had to focus up on that Junker Queen, and they're able to retake the objective.
Just going off at Shinbone.
Chasing down that Lucio.
With Tracer. This is something we haven't seen too much for the season. We've seen this man play Genji and a bunch of other characters, but not Tracer, and this is just marvelous to see.
Ooh, Shinbone forcing that Tracer to teleport back. And our Firebirds are able to take map 3.
Take map 3, 2-1. They need one more
Just
map.
one more!
Just one more!
One more!
Just one more to get it all done. Harvest getting play of the game for ISU. Hats off to Harvest. They've been really good in this matchup.
It's been a great matchup so far tonight. You know, ISU is definitely making our Firebirds work for this win.
Yeah. And it's the semifinals. You know, what more can you expect besides a very competitive match?
Oh man, this would be a great way to end the semester if we go all the way.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we'll be taking an intermission break. We'll be back for map number 4. All right, back from intermission break with map number 4 of Push. Carthage getting the lead in the series for the first time, 2-1 over ISU. There's still a lot of Overwatch to be played, though.
Oh, 100%. You know, with push maps, especially on Coliseum, it could easily be anyone's game, you know, right off the gate. You know, really all you got to do is just kind of hunker down and just really, like, push in slowly as you move up between each and every column, right where the robot starts. It's kind of like, in a way, how could I describe it? It's like those old Revolutionary War battles where it's like, oh, you line up here, we're gonna line up here, we're gonna shoot, you're gonna shoot, and whoever has more people standing after we're all shooting each other, we're gonna advance a little bit.
It's a brilliant analogy.
I had to think about it. I'm like, I just got seen The Patriot the other day. Great movie.
Ah.
Well, for like the millionth time. It wouldn't have been my first time watching it.
You're gonna see a big shakeup for ISU's lineup. Carthage's lineup remaining pretty much the same for map 3.
Lunar Synergy busting out that ball one more time. Worked pretty well that second map. And ball is definitely going to be huge for Coliseum. There's lots of place for him to grapple and just kind of swing around and just throw himself. Look, there he goes already far into that back line. Already wreaking havoc.
Yeah. This Centurion thing.
NECC getting a huge pick on that Genji.
He's like, backline, what's that?
There he goes. Ana missing that sleep dart. Huge for Firebirds. Shinbone messing around the back line, getting a melee kill on that Doomfist. Firebirds are easily going to take that first fight win.
It's like the one episode of SpongeBob where they were all the superheroes and SpongeBob was running all over the place. Like, you want to see me do it again? That's
you want to see me run to that rock?
You want to see me do it again? Oh my goodness. Carthage.
The Quickster!
Oh my goodness. So the last Carthage pushing the robot up to about 30 meters here. Looking real good to start this one out. Lunar Synergy doing Lunar Synergy things.
Got NECC running the Sombra here. That's a great counter against a Doomfist. Since,
the Meteor Strike from Doomfist. Gotta watch out for it.
Use it to get away. We're gonna use it to regroup with his support there. Now Sombra is a great pick against a Doomfist, or Tracer for that matter, since you know Doomfist's entire character relies on his abilities, and if he's not able to jump around you and punch, it kind of just defeats the purpose of that dive tank there.
Shinbone still doing great things with Tracer. It's been really the X factor for this team.
Our Firebirds have been able to get to that first objective already. They've been playing aggressive, holding the Redbirds within their spawn. Redbirds looking a little cornered here. NECC hacking Pharah out of the air.
That's a huge hack right there.
Shinbone just blinking around the backline, looking to take out their supports.
Running over Ana. Pancakes, Shinbone both getting their names on the board. The Kitsune is available for Cashew, except Cashew cannot launch it. Lunar Synergy is going to get Winston.
Our Firebirds have been just playing incredibly aggressive so far on this map.
I mean, just look at this. I mean,
Lunar's
over 100 meters.
Spawn. He is ready. He wants to get this elimination. And, okay.
Almost had a little scare there.
I just skipped a beat. Our Firebirds are so close. ISU temporary taking control of the robot, moving it back a couple meters. Our Firebirds are so close to tasting victory in this map.
They're gonna make them wait.
Well, ISU successfully taking control of the robot. Getting it past that first checkpoint there. Firebirds holding around the middle of the map, looking to regroup. Shinbone going straight for the back line almost.
If you're ISU here, you desperately need to push this robot here because it's a 129 meter difference. I mean,
oh yeah, you're really gonna need to get on it.
Firebirds Red has just been doing what they want with this robot. The robot's like, yeah, I'm cool with you pushing me around.
Robot's just there to have fun. I don't think he really knows what's going on.
No, I think he's in his own little bubble.
It's like the one janitor fish in SpongeBob who's just cleaning something while everything's burning around him.
Yeah.
Mars Bar's getting 2 huge picks. Lunar Synergy taking out Sortex and Cashew with the minefield. I think our Firebirds gonna try to take control of the robot again here.
The robot's like the one meme where it's this is fine, you know. There's a fire going on in the background of the fighting.
With the dog.
Yeah.
I think the Redbirds are pushing back hard right now on our Firebirds. Activating that Winston ult there. Jumpy Wizard activating beat to keep the Firebirds alive in the fight.
They're just trying to end this, and they're trying to end it now.
He was able to get some distance on the board, sitting at about 13 meters.
NECC Tactical Visor coming in at a very crucial moment. Lunar Synergy is going to get a melee, and he nay-nays Nene.
NECC getting a
huge
Cashew. Pick on Cashew there. Firebirds have taken control of the robot again. Looks like they're going to set up near the spawn one more time and keep that aggression going to close out the match here.
Oh, they can just taste the championship game.
Feel
it's
it.
right there.
I can taste it. I'm just watching.
It's right there.
It's
right
so
there.
close yet so far.
Got plenty of time to push this robot though.
Shinbone with that pulse bomb at the ready. Might throw it right here. NECC shooting down that Pharah, taking out Cashew's Mercy. The Firebirds are going for that last push. They've taken out Cora on his Winston. Getting that team kill.
And this might be the moment. Here it
and the Firebirds are going to the championship game.
Let's go. 3-1 victory. Rollbirds indeed. Carthage coming back from an 0-1 deficit. 3 unanswered map wins. And Lunar Synergy.
Lunar Synergy with a ball play to close out semifinals. Excellent job. You know, GG's to the Redbirds. They put up a hell of a fight. You know, this was not an easy win.
Yeah, you gotta respect
They had me at the edge of my seat the entire time. You know, this is a completely different team that we've seen in week 2. And, you know, they improved dramatically over the season.
Yeah, and in Overwatch NECC, you know, if you don't adapt, you perish. And, you know, Carthage was able to adapt and keep their momentum going into the championship game.
You know, that was something that, you know, I've really noticed in our Firebirds, that we adapt to any type of situation. You know, you put us, you know, we're going to get cornered. Okay, cool. We're going to run a brawl comp. We're going to fight our way out of that corner. You know, you want us to play the long game? Cool. Poke comp. We'll throw in a Sigma, Ashe, you know, Ana, whatever. You know, this is a team that is very adaptable, and it's very clear that they understand the game. And you know, it was a hell of a season so far. We're going to the championships next week.
Yes.
We'll get another week of my funny one-liners.
No, yeah, for sure. All right, we'll be taking an intermission break. We'll be back with a post-game interview. All right, back from intermission break. I am joined alongside
Jumpy Wizard or Joy.
Alrighty, so in that matchup, we saw a 3-1 victory over ISU. But to start, it was a little rocky. So in that map 1, ISU took both of the rounds pretty closely. But heading into map 2, what changes were made in order to have the momentum go and, eventually win 3 straight maps in a row?
I think we started focusing on our dives more. That was our big issue, is we weren't calling dive targets. And we started focusing up, and it ended up working out.
Nice. How do you feel about the championship game next week?
I don't know. I don't care. I'm going to be honest. I really don't care.
We go at the floor, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the championship game, to be champion for Overwatch, it might be amazing,
No, I really don't think so. If anything, this is really embarrassing, but it's okay. It's okay.
Oh, my goodness. All right. With that being said, we'll be wrapping up the stream. So tune in next week for the championship game featuring number 2, Carthage Firebirds Red, against either Valpo or whoever they're playing.
Purdue lost, so we're going against Purdue.
They won. Against Valpo.
We're going against Purdue. I'm sorry. We're going against Purdue.
Going against Purdue. So Purdue versus Carthage next Thursday. Thank you. I have been Turbid Juggler 32. She has been Jumpy Wizard.
Yeah.